What you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
Hey, I'm Amy Chang. I'm a nationally board certified health and wellness coach, and this is Healthy AF. In this podcast, I'll be bringing you all things health, from the newest health strategies to how to tackle those personal roadblocks that just will not let you move forward. So buckle in. We're going to be inspired and instructed, and dadgum, we're going to have a little fun on Healthy AF. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Healthy AF. I'm so glad to be here with y'all. It is finally springtime. It's been a busy month full of so much fun, lots of travel, lots of things for me to do, conversations to be had, people to be with and love on. And it's also been a month of straight up uncertainty. You know, since the election and then President Trump taking office this year, there's been so much uncertainty. And it's showing up in my work with people. And sometimes I have people come to session and the uncertainty of what's going on in our country right now mirrors some uncertainty that we have in other places of our lives. And it seems to become overwhelming. And I don't want to not address it. Part of being a business owner is not alienating people. And this may alienate some people, and that's okay, right? I'm not going to not address that many of us in our country right now, and really globally, because, a lot of stuff going on. Many of us feel the weight and the anxiety and the dread and fear and panic of uncertainty. So how do we deal with uncertainty? That's a good question. I like to use my A's framework. Now, there's a AAA framework in the 12 steps groups called awareness, acceptance, and action. And I love those 3 A's. But I added on a couple other things. And one is something happens. That first thing. Someone says something like, we're going to have tariffs. It hasn't happened yet. But someone says it. And then we've got to do something else. We've got to assess. How is it that we feel? Before we become aware of our feelings, we have to know, well, how is it that I feel? How many of us are in touch with our feelings? Do you take time to check in? Like, let me give you a 3-2-1. 3-2-1, check in. How are you feeling right now? Is it tired? Lonely? I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I'm a little annoyed. My dog is licking her paw and it's driving me crazy. Do we check in? Typically, no. Typically, something happens like someone says we're going to have tariffs or we're going to cut off Harvard's funding. And then we go straight to, oh my God, I've got to do something. The uncertainty of the future is enough to inspire action. And it's a completely inauthentic action. Because it comes from this exterior stimulus. You know, something happens, I get afraid, and I do something. Well, what would life be like if we slowed down? If we slowed down and went like, okay, something happened. Someone said something. Someone told me that the price for that house I want is $75,000 more than I was willing to pay. Something happened. And instead of jumping straight to action, we slowed down. Let me assess the situation right here. What's really happening in reality right now? Has Harvard crumbled to the ground today, right now? No. Okay. Has someone said some words? Yes. Okay. Let's stop and assess what is happening right now in reality. And what are our thoughts and feelings about that? Just get clear. I'm scared. I'm frustrated. I'm pissed off. I'm annoyed. I'm sad. I feel anxious. I don't know what to do. And that's a very uncomfortable feeling. I feel uncomfortable, right? After we assess where we are, then we can really become aware. We're not even really aware until we've taken time to ask the questions. How do I feel? Then we become aware of all those feelings. Then we can assess. Then we can accept what those feelings are and what we want to do about it. And then we can come action from an authentic place. So sounds super simple. It's not. Let's throw some variables in. Okay, I like to use this example with a mammogram. I did this at a talk in Raleigh. Most everybody knows that if you're a woman of a certain age, you're going to go get a periodic mammogram. Okay, there's two reasons why you get a mammo. You get a mammo because it's on your calendar because you're a certain age, or you get a mammo because something happened. You've got a pain in your boob. You've got discharge from your nipple that's abnormal. You found a lump. Something happens. You're going to assess that. You're not going to call the doctor right away and say, hey, I've got a lump in my boobie. Can you please cut it off right now? No, you're not going to do that. You're going to go down to assessment. Okay, well, what really is real? You might have an ultrasound. You might have a second mammo. You might have a biopsy. You're going to assess all that. You're going to think about your thoughts and your feelings. Well, I've never had any kind of cancers in my family before, or I've got a long line of cancer in my family, and we have experience with this, and I've got some thoughts and feelings about it. Then you're going to go over to becoming aware of what all those are. Okay, I've looked at all the data. Now we've done the biopsy. It is cancerous. It's not cancerous. It's this type. It's not this type. These are the treatment modalities that have been suggested. And before we say, all right, yes, I'm ready to make a decision right now today, we're just going to make a little tiny space. For now that I have found a problem, assessed what the problem really is and how I feel about it, taking a look at all that data, I'm going to accept it and sit with it and really see how I feel about it. Then I'm going to make an action. Uncertainty is challenging. You know, from the state of our country to buying a house. You know, I bought this house. It looked great. We did all the inspections. Everything was fine. Then I had to replace some of the exterior and found a whole bunch of termite damage. And a $7,000 repair went to $25,000, like that. Uncertainty is unpleasant, and it's everywhere. And the longer we stay imprisoned by the two-step system of, I feel uncertain, I must need to do something about it, the longer we'll live in the anxiety and the franticness and the chaos and the drama. But if we can slow down and just take a walk through all those A's, really assess what's going on, become aware of the facts, accept the facts, and then choose your action. There you can come from a place of authenticity and power, not all the rest of the crazy town. And I want to mention something, a tool that we use to stay settled while we are stepping away from the two-step of something happens, I do something, and into the wait, I can use my reasoning and all my life skills to come up with an action that actually fits what I'm aligned with. And that is our spirituality. Now, I talk about spirituality a lot. Last April, I spent the entire month talking about spirituality. People ask me, are you talking about religion? No, I'm not talking about religion. You might find your spirituality in religion, but you find your spirituality in feeling that you're part of something bigger that is both bigger than you and also includes you. It could be nature. It could be energy. It could be Christian beliefs, God. It could be anything, but it's bigger than you and includes you. When you have that spirituality, you can use a different tool called faith. Now, y'all all know I love the Brene Brown. And when I was getting ready for this podcast, I pulled out her book, Gifts of Imperfection. This is just such a fabulous book and is very practical. If you want to know how to stop living asleep and huffing it, this is a great place to start to find yourself. How are those people who are happy? This is a great place to start looking. And she writes some things on faith. And this is how she defines faith based on interviewing that she did. Faith is a place of mystery where we find the courage to believe in what we cannot see and the strength to let go of our fear of uncertainty. I'm going to say that again. Faith is a place of mystery. That in itself is uncertain, isn't it? Where we find the courage to believe in what we cannot see. Like, you know what? We're all going to be okay. And the strength to let go of our fear of uncertainty. I want you to just imagine real quick, if you're driving, don't close your eyes. But, maybe if you're walking, don't close your eyes. But if you're just hanging out on your couch, close your eyes a minute. And I want you to just imagine what would be available to you if your fear of uncertainty was eased. Gosh, I can feel my whole body relax just when I say that. It's like my chest just opens up. If I wasn't afraid of uncertainty. Now, we don't use this tool to lull us into inaction, right? We use this tool to provide us the space to come out of two-stepping, knee-jerk reaction, reactivity, and into, I can slow down, I can look at how I feel and what I know and what is happening right now, and I can accept it. And then I can act. Had a great call with a client the other day. I said, how you doing? She said, not good. Okay, great. What's going on? There were some things happening in her life that she just didn't like. And as soon as we established, wow, I don't like this, and just accepted it. It was really not something we could change, at least not in the next 2 minutes. As soon as we just accepted that, she was like, wow, I can just feel this way and it's okay. Yeah, you can. Once we get there, We are feeling our feelings and not asking our feelings to come in and drive the car. Feelings do not drive our car. We drive our car. And we may have some feelings about it. But if we're not driving our car, if our feelings are driving our car, we're not going anywhere fast. Faith gives us that space to slow down. And where do you source faith if not through spirituality? Mystery, courage in what you can't see, and the strength to let go of fear. That's not really a human trait. That's from something bigger than you. I also had another client this past week say, I don't know how to give myself grace. And actually, my producer Moose just said to me, do you give yourself grace? And I was like, sometimes. It's hard. It's hard. And I'm a firm believer that grace comes from and includes spirituality. It's not human of me to say, yeah, Amy, just let go of your fear, man. That doesn't work. But when I can feel the presence of something larger than me, and I can feel my belonging into that presence, now I can begin opening up these little white knuckles and having the strength to let go of fear. I know that this is a big hodgepodge conversation today. It's not neat or wrapped up with a bow. I hope you can chew on it a little bit. Maybe I'll do a couple more that are more in depth about each part of this. When I say to you at the end of this podcast, give yourself some grace, I mean it. And you can't do it by yourself. Give yourself some grace about that too. My wish for all of us is that in this uncertainty, that we have the faith to slow down, to really assess what is happening right now, really assess what our thoughts and feelings about that are, become aware of reality, accept it, and act from that acceptance. If nobody's told you today, I love you. And I want you to have some grace. We'll see you next time on Healthy AF. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Healthy AF podcast. I hope that it has helped you create a new possibility for your health and sets you into action to go get it. If you want more information or if you want to connect with me, visit my website at myhealthylife.coach. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that each new Healthy AF episode will be sent directly to you. Let's take you from where you are to where you want to go.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.